Give me that countdown, homie.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is Anthony Marquez, better known as Kung Lao for Mortal Kombat. Make sure to like and subscribe to NerdCage Live. Be there. Us.
Hi, I'm Leah Montalongo, the OG Sindel. Please like, subscribe to NerdCage Live.
NerdCage Live and gaming are a perfect match.
Shoot the J, Joe. Okay. Shoot it!
All right.
Over on NerdCage Live on Twitch, Jay and Joe go live.
Call me Bazooka Joe.
It's all about you.
Kaboom!
Playing both old school and new school games every Tuesday night. Ooh, what a sight!
Jay, stop looking at her face and run.
But she's so beautiful.
So be sure to follow NerdCage Live on Twitch.
Run for your life, Joe. Run for your life, Joe.
Running.
Run faster. Oh no, Joe. The galaxy's doomed because of you.
To scratch your gaming itch.
Oh, nice kick, Joe.
Thank you.
Yo, that's diabolical. Wait. Yo!
That's twitch.tv/NerdCage Live.
I am Alexia Ashford.
Greetings, citizens! You're now trapped in a nerd cage with your hosts Mark and Jay. We hope you have a smashing good time.
You're now about to witness the strength of geek knowledge. Hello and welcome. That's right, you're trapped in NerdCage Live. This ain't just a reaction show, but a debate show and a live discussion on everything that makes people like you and I tick. So thank you for joining us today on this very first YouTube live stream of 2022. I'm your co-host, Jay St. G, certified geek, 7 days a week, coming to you live from yours truly, Syracuse, New York, where it's freezing and always among us. Right over there, our moderator and trollhammer, stronger than the DK Banana Slammer, Joe from Fall 1 Gaming. What is going on, dude?
Oh, what's poppin', Jay? This is going to be a live discussion today on all things video games and what our most anticipated picks are going to be, what rumors are flying around, all that. So I'm so excited to do this.
Yes. And here's the thing that's really cool, though. This is probably going to be maybe the biggest year of gaming in quite some time. Because now that we've got a lot of major releases coming out, but a lot of the games that were postponed in 2020 and 2021 are finally going to see the light of day in 2022. So that's a lot. There's a lot to get excited about, and obviously we're not going to be able to cover everything. We're just going to cover stuff that we're excited for, as well as some recent rumors, and of course our hopes and dreams for gaming in 2022. So Joe, before we get started, who we got in the chat?
Right now in the chat, we have Shay Smithers and Scott Bannock.
All right, guys, thanks for coming in and hanging out with us tonight. So if you guys, have anything you want to talk about, just let us know. So for starters, Joe, I'm gonna let you carry me for this stream. So, Joe, what game is coming out that you're most excited for?
That I'm most excited for? That would have to be Gotham Knights.
Yup, I am definitely with you on that one. I plan on getting an Xbox Series X just to play that.
Yes. And hopefully we'll be able to collab a little bit on Twitch and maybe have a few other people play with us. It is 4-player co-op after all.
Yes. Okay, among the 4 players, 4 playable characters of Nightwing, Robin, Red Hood, and Batgirl, who's the one that you're excited to play as the most?
Seeing that I know who everybody else wants to pick, I'm probably going to go underdog with this and I'm going to go with Red Hood.
For me, Nightwing's my dude. I'm excited to play as Nightwing.
I figured such.
Yeah,
he was my first choice, but I'm giving him to you, so.
Well, it's Dick Grayson. I feel like he's a character we all grew up with. We all can relate to Dick Grayson. He was the child Robin, and then he grew up and became Nightwing. So I feel like that's a character that we grew up with, I mean, even though he's a timeless character, I mean, he's been around 80 years, but, I can remember as a kid watching, Batman with Adam West, and then, of course, the animated series, and then eventually, and later on in the animated series, he became Nightwing, and then, Nightwing's become more prominent in media in recent years, so yeah, he's the character I'm attached to the most. I don't know, I like all 4 characters, but Nightwing's the one I'm excited for, so...
yeah.
But yeah, that's going to be on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and PC. We haven't got...
Sadly, doesn't have a release date yet. Just says 2022.
I was going to say, I don't think we have a concrete release date. I know last year it was supposed to come out in August of 2021. That didn't happen. Hey, Doomzilla, what's shaking?
How's it going?
But yeah, I think I think Suicide Squad got a release date, right?
I don't think so. That's still to be announced too. So they're still both tentatively just 2022. I would lean towards summer for that one if
I
it
would
were.
say fall. I bet you it's going to come out in the fall, but we know it's coming out this year. But I think it's going to be in the fall.
The only reason I've leaned towards summer is because there's not a lot of summer releases. I think it's like 1 in August. So it would just stand to reason that they would start dropping more during that time frame.
Yeah. So what other games are you excited for, homie?
Well, I can go down the line here. In January, on January 20th, Rainbow Six Siege drops its new game mode, Extraction, which is basically it's first-person shooter. It's 5-on-5 normally. But this one, you get to actually kind of team up and go against parasitic aliens, which I think is going to be pretty cool. And it is on pretty much every console.
Excellent. Excuse me a second.
You want to go next?
Yeah, so most of the games I'm excited for are coming out on Nintendo. I mean, we already covered Gotham Knights. That's what I'm excited for. Suicide Squad, I'm excited for. But leaning towards the Nintendo side, this is games that we know are coming out. So we got, there's 3 major ones, and one of them doesn't have a release date yet. And those 3 major releases are Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, which has no release date yet, which I'm going to get back to at the end of the show. We got Splatoon 3. Now, I'm excited for Splatoon 3. I'm just a little mad that they shelled out Splatoon 3 so fast when Splatoon 2 is still a great game, and Nintendo hasn't bothered with franchises like F-Zero or Earthbound. Hell, even Donkey Kong hasn't really gotten a game. Yeah, we got a report of Tropical Freeze, but that game's from 2013. So
yeah, I noticed that with Nintendo.
I'm aggravated that. Don't get me wrong, I'm going to buy Splatoon 3, but I'm just aggravated that they rehashed that so quickly. Oh yeah, Pikmin's another game we're all waiting for. Pikmin 4.
Yeah.
But the game I'm really excited for, I feel it's not getting enough buzz, and it's on the thumbnail, is Kirby in the Forgotten Land. This is the first time in history that we're getting a full-blown 3D Kirby game. Now, people might argue, like, well, what about Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards? That wasn't 3D. It was 3D, but it was a 2D platformer in 3D.
Yeah.
This is a full-blown 3D Kirby game like Mario 64. Like, this is a full-blown... This is the first time in history.
The only time you see Kirby in 3D and anything else is Smash Brothers, and that doesn't really count.
Yeah, but that's a 2D platform and fighting game. It's like
True,
this is the first time where it's a full-blown exploration in 3D.
Yeah.
So I'm really, really excited about how that's gonna be executed. That's coming out in the spring. I'm stoked for it. I hope it's good. I'm a huge Kirby. Like, the problem is a lot of these other Kirby games that came out in recent years are just they're new games, but they're just rehashes of, like, old school Kirby. Like, this is a full-blown new Kirby game that's never been done before. And I love that character. I mean, he's pink and fluffy and badass. What's there not to like about him? He sucks you in, chews you up, and spits you out. Like, what? That's real life, homie.
And he steals your powers.
Oh, Doomzilla's got... he just brought up one that I want to talk about, too. It's Bayonetta 3. Okay, please don't come at me. I have not played Bayonetta, but I plan on getting Bayonetta 1 and 2 on the Switch. In fact, it's on my... I'm probably going to pick it up in the next couple weeks here. But, Bayonetta 3 has been a game that's been, like, postponed a number of times, so... That should be exciting. That might be one of Nintendo's biggest releases right there. So yeah, I'm glad Doomzilla brought that up. He also says Elden Ring. Joe, can you cover that one?
Elden Ring was on my list here. Elden Ring is slated to come out on the 25th of February. And this is basically a Dark Souls game. You know, it's made by From Software, and it's been very anticipated because it's already been delayed a few times. I think it was slated to come out in 2019, and it actually got delayed several times and is finally coming out. So this will probably have the difficulty ramped up like every other Dark Souls game, but it does look very intriguing, and I'm going to have to give it a try. It's one of those games where you basically play as, you know, a knight or something like that, and you're killing these gigantic, not kaiju-sized monsters, but you know what I mean. I mean, they're like God of War bosses, basically. And it does intrigue me. So. Yeah,
let's see. Another game that I'm interested in, even though we haven't seen much of it, on Xbox, we have Starfield. Now here's the thing, this is the first game that's coming out on Xbox that's part of the whole Bethesda purchase. On top of that, I mean, I feel like Microsoft, Xbox needs more IPs. I mean, yes, they got Halo, yes, you got Gears of War, yes, you got Forenza, but I really hope, just for Xbox's sake, that Starfield's like the next big exclusive for Xbox. So I'm intrigued because it looks amazing. Like the cutscenes look amazing. So if the game plays as great as it looks, I think that could be something exciting brewing for 2022 for Xbox.
Yeah, the graphical engine on this game is amazing. However, I do have to point out that originally it wasn't even slated for Xbox. Originally, this was a PC exclusive. This is actually the Xbox has taken it on. It didn't go exclusive, so that was good. Now that Xbox has rights to it, we'll just have to wait and see how good the console can actually do with what they had for the alpha and the betas that they put through for this game. That being said, I mean, this game looks amazing. It's, like I said, it's visually stunning. I did see some of the alpha footage that they had where they had the lobbies and they had people actually buying ships, and they were outrageously priced. So hopefully they go with in-game currency and they don't make you buy these things, and they don't start doing what EA usually does and microtransaction you into the dirt.
I think it's safe to say right now, fuck EA.
I think we can all agree on that.
I think they're the worst, easily one of the worst gaming, besides Blizzard. EA's.
And it's sad because they have all the tools to do great things. They just have really bad decision makers at the top.
Yeah, absolutely. Someone in the chat, I think Doomzilla pointed out, there's a remake of Dead Space coming out this year.
Yes. That is actually, I don't know, it's very controversial for me because EA fired Visceral Games, which made the original Dead Space, and disbanded them as a company. So now the people that are taking over, which I can't remember if it's Respawn or not, but whoever's taking over the project has some big shoes to fill, for one, and for two, without giving Visceral anything for this and just kind of stealing their game and saying, hey, we're going to remake this from the ground up, it's kind of a slap in the face. But it was one of my favorite games, and that being said, I still want to see where they go with it.
Yeah. I played Dead Space briefly, but I never played it front to back. And I remember when it first came out, it was all the hype. I mean, was everybody really begging for a remake? I mean, the game still looks pretty good, so I don't know why. I think it's a little soon for a remake.
I think they just kind of heard the rumor of the remake and said, hell yeah, we'll take that. Because there's no Dead Space games coming out anymore from Visceral, obviously, with them being disbanded. So this is probably the only way to get new games for Dead Space is to reboot the series. Yeah. So if anybody wanted a Dead Space 4, I know that's probably years and years down the road, but at least now with a remake, you have the potential to get one.
Okay. Another game I know, Joe, I'm sure you're excited for, and I'm sure a lot of people in the chat are, and again, this is a PlayStation exclusive, God of War Ragnarok.
Yes. Now, I'm not sure. I didn't actually look to see if there's an actual release date for it yet or not, but this is very intriguing. I played from start to finish the God of War that came out before this, and oh my God, it's great. I played God of Wars in the past, but I never really played them all the way through. This one I did, and it's amazing, and I cannot wait to see what Ragnarok has to bring.
And just for the record, I'd totally be down to play that on Twitch.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of, let's just take a quick plug break real quick. So, if you're just joining us tonight, thank you very much. We are just hanging out, talking about games we're excited for in 2022. Next week, we got a panel. It's gonna be us two, Mark, movie aficionados, Real Talk, Wild Band, and Titan Goji. We're all gonna talk about the movies we're excited for in 2022, doing a top 5 ranking and discussion, and then we're all gonna go down our list of all of our favorite movies that we're excited for in 2022. That'll be next Thursday. The following Thursday, even though I'm falling a little bit behind on production, the following Thursday, which is the 20th, will be the video premiere of the Resident Evil games ranking and discussion top 10. I should get that out. I'm just a little bit behind. I've more than I wanted to, but I'm really gonna get cracked down on this weekend. And then NerdCage Live on Twitch. Every Tuesday we are playing Resident Evil Code Veronica X on PlayStation 2. This past Tuesday was our first playthrough. It was pretty exciting it was pretty exciting for me to get my feet wet again in old school Resident Evil. And then tomorrow, every Friday, this dude over here who had the audacity to say that Zelda ain't shit. Just for that shit, I'm making him play Zelda Link to the Past front to back every Friday till we beat it. So if you guys want to join us on Twitch this coming Friday and just egg on Joe and shit on him as we play Zelda Link to the Past on Super Nintendo, please be there 8 o'clock Friday. Because I'm excited, because I'm just going to let him play. I'm going to hold his hand and tell him where to go. But I'm just really, really excited. Just every time he fucks up or But at the end of the day, I really hope he ends up falling in love with the game, just like I did, 30 years ago. So that will be every Friday, and I'll be kind of hanging out with the chat as Joe plays Zelda: Link to the Past. That's gonna be every Friday. So yeah, that's what's going on right now on NerdCage Live across all the platforms, and on TikTok. Mark and I just recorded a rapid review of Cobra Kai. That should be, I don't know when that's going to drop, but it's in the bag and ready to go. And then we're going to be covering Peacemaker when that drops next week. So that's what's going on across all the platforms of NerdCage Live. Keep at that Facebook discussion group. And, of course, follow us on Twitter as well. So let's see here.
You want me to jump in? The next one that I had is February 4th. They're dropping Dying Light 2, Stay Human. Dying Light 1, it was great. I loved it. I loved the traversing of the city and everything, the way that at nighttime you better get back indoors or else you're probably going to die. So, I mean, the game was amazing, and I'm ready to see what they have next.
Excellent. Any other games? Because I'm really eager to get into the leaks and rumors. So is there any?
I can run down the list here.
Yeah, run down the list.
February 8th, there's a game coming out called Sifu, and it's going to be a PlayStation exclusive. It's be on PS5, PS4, and PC. And it's basically a third-person martial arts fighting style game where you're a student of your Sifu that has to take revenge. So that's going to be pretty amazing. February 10th, we have Crossfire X coming out on Xbox Series X and Xbox One. It's an exclusive. So Xbox is ramping up their exclusives. They're getting more and more. This is a first-person shooter. So I know you probably don't like first-person shooters, but
I just feel like they're oversaturated. That's all. I don't like.
This one is more campaign-based. So I mean, it's a little refreshing that you don't have the whole multiplayer-based aspect of it. You can actually go through a campaign in this one, which is a little refreshing. Then we got on February 17th, we got King of Fighters 15 coming out on PlayStation and Xbox, all across their systems. And this has been it's been very anticipated, considering that I don't think they've had a King of Fighters in the last 5 years. Like, it's been since 2016. So everybody's clamoring around this title. All the characters from the previous game should be in it, including obviously new ones. So for the fighting game community, this will probably be one of the number one picks for 2022. February 18th, I think Shay said it in here, is Horizon Forbidden West. After I played for Horizon Zero Dawn, it was amazing. Great storytelling, great characters, stunning visuals. I expect nothing less from this one. And it is a PlayStation exclusive, so it's PS5 and PS4. May 24th is a new game that I saw just at I don't know if it was at the Game Awards, but I know it was at E3, Forspoken, which is pretty amazing. I think this is basically going to showcase what the PS5 can do. It is a PlayStation exclusive and it's a PS5 exclusive, so it won't have any PS4 support. So it's basically a tech demo for a game, pretty much, because it's going to showcase what the PS5 can do, and it's got an amazing story. You start out as this girl from just the inner city in modern times, and she gets transported back in time to this weird world of magic and everything else, and she has to kind of figure out what's going on. So that's going to be a pretty cool game. Then if we jump down to June, you'll be on this. The Cuphead DLC comes out June 30th.
Yes.
So that's going to be something to something to see for sure. And I'm sure we'll probably dip into it on Twitch for a little bit.
Yeah. We're probably gonna play like regular Cuphead on Twitch before we get to that DLC. But I think leading up to that DLC, we will probably in the month of May we will play Cuphead. By the way, shout out to Daikaiju Tony who just popped in. He says he's playing Final Fantasy 14. So
nice.
Yes, it's good to see you, Tony. But yeah, Cuphead.
And I think
I just love Cuphead. Yeah, the gameplay is really like it's a really tough game and it can be very frustrating. But man, the animation, some of the best animation I've ever seen in any game, and it's such a cool original idea. And speaking of Cuphead, there is a Netflix cartoon series coming out this year.
Wow, nice.
So I'm looking forward to that too. So 2022 might be the year of Cuphead with between the DLC and the Netflix cartoon.
Yeah. And then I only have 3 more games on the list, and they don't have release dates. The first one is Dune Spice Wars, which is after looking at some of the gameplay and everything, it looks to be kind of like a Command and Conquer type game where you build bases and you have to kind of fend off enemies as they come in and try to, make your whole world and stuff. So it's going to be a PC exclusive, I believe, in the beginning, at least at launch. So I'm not sure if it'll run to console or not. We'll have to wait and see. The next one I had was Evil West. This is basically a cowboy shoot 'em up, but if the cowboy were in the world of Doom, pretty much. So this is going to be kind of interesting. I'm always up for a game that kind of twists reality and gives you an escape, and this is definitely going to do that.
Yeah.
And the last game that I have on here is Hellblade 2 Senua's Saga, which is another Xbox exclusive. And that's where when I was kind of scratching my head when you said Starfield was going to take over the Xbox universe, because I think if anything does, Hellblade's got it. This has an amazing story. It's an Xbox exclusive. And after the first one had as much hype over it as it did, this one should be second to none.
Yeah, but I'm saying at Starfield, like Xbox needs another like exclusive IP.
Yeah, I know what you meant. Which is true, but they're gathering quite a bit of exclusives right now. So I have a feeling they're inching up on PlayStation. I hate to say that with me being a PlayStation guy and all, but I never gave up my love for Xbox. It's just I had to switch teams for a while. Go for it.
Before we get to the rumors here, just want to address the chat real quick. Tony's talking about Strangers of Paradise Final Fantasy Origins going to be a great game. I'm assuming that's coming out this year. And Sean Smithers is asking you if you know anything about the Callisto project.
I've heard of it. I don't know much to talk on it, but I have heard of it. So I don't know if he can shed some light on what it is or not, but I haven't heard much about it. So,
okay.
But I have heard the name.
All right. Are we ready to get into the rumors and leaks? Most of it's basically regarding Nintendo. Are you guys ready? Again, the stuff I'm about to say may be totally false, but there seems to be some kind of truth to some of this. On top of that, the guy who's leaked it is basically 50-50. Like he's been spot on and he's been wrong. So take this with a grain of salt, but I figured this will be fun to discuss. Let me address the chat once again because it's about what I'm about to get into. So earlier, Doomzilla was talking about he's waiting for Nintendo to announce Metroid Prime Trilogy for the Switch, which is I wanted to get to that first. So this was just a few days ago. Again, this is a rumor, but this one seems pretty believable. As far as the Metroid Prime Trilogy getting ported to the Switch, yes and no. What's happening, apparently, is obviously Metroid Prime 4 is still in development. And the likelihood of it coming out this year is very unlikely. However, to hold us over, kind of like what they did last year with Metroid Dread, Nintendo is rumored to be releasing a remake from the ground up of Metroid Prime 1. Not the other two, just Prime 1. Built from the ground up, ported specifically for the Switch. I hope that's true. And if I'm going to the likely meter from 1 being unlikely and 10 being most likely, I would have to say it's about a 6.5 likely that it's going to happen, because I think Nintendo wants to keep Metroid fever high, and this is just like, hey, here's this to keep you guys occupied until Metroid Prime 4 comes out. Joe, what's your reaction?
I'm all for it. I mean, I haven't played Metroid Prime in years, but from what I remember, it was a great game, and it deserves a remake. For sure.
I mean, I still think it holds up pretty good still, but we'll see how it looks like under the new, on the graphical engine of the Switch.
Yeah.
The next set of rumors. Before I even get to this next rumor, I'm gonna put this at a 3. Being more unlikely. So, Breath of the Wild 2 officially does not have a release date yet. They just said 2022. Now, last year, because Breath of the Wild 2 taking so long, during E3, Nintendo announced that they gave us Skyward Sword HD on the Switch, which is great, even though I don't like that game. I mean, I like it, but for a Zelda game, it's definitely like one of my least favorite Zelda games. So that trend may be continuing this year. Supposedly, if Nintendo's unable to get Breath of the Wild 2 out on time, they have Twilight Princess and Wind Waker ready for the Switch to unleash on the Switch if Breath of the Wild 2 doesn't make it out this year. So, I don't believe this one. I feel this is like, again, going unlikely on the likely meter. I'm giving this a 3. The whole Wind Waker and Twilight Princess rumor has been floating around the internet for years now, and it hasn't happened. And we're already past the Zelda 35th anniversary. I think if they were going to do it, they should have done it last year for the 35th anniversary. So that's why I'm giving it a 3 as unlikely. However, the fact that we haven't got a concrete Breath of the Wild 2 release date gives me cause to pause a little bit. But I'm going to say 3. Joe, what are your thoughts on that rumor?
I would like to see those games remade, but like you said,
remade. I think they're gonna be reported,
remastered.
They already have an HD release on Nintendo Wii U. I have them.
Gotcha.
So I think this would just be simply a report. Now, before some people say, well, what the hell's the point? Dude, to have those games to play them portably would be amazing.
Well, not only that, but I don't know if you've noticed, but these older systems don't get supported forever. And if you don't report a game, it's usually lost. Yeah. So to lose those titles would be detrimental to Nintendo. So I could understand why they would want to report these.
Yo, Ash Money is in the chat. He's a Giants Nation, part of Giants Nation. Good to see you, my dude. Yeah, he was with us during Pessa's Christmas stream.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so Ash,
cool.
we're just talking right now. We're just talking rumors and stuff for video games in 2022. So the next rumor I want to address, this one I'm gonna put around an 8 because this was kind of like tossed around last year. Supposedly there is a new Donkey Kong game in the works. Last year I heard it was a 3D Donkey Kong made by the same team that did Mario Odyssey. But the rumor that I heard a few days ago is saying it's a new 2D Donkey Kong. I'm guessing it's a follow-up to Tropical Freeze. Okay, I'll say this. Regardless, a new Donkey Kong game would get me excited. I mean, as long as it's not that stupid bullshit Donkey Konga bullshit. As long as it's nothing like that, I'm excited. But if I had a choice, I really hope it's a 3D Donkey Kong. Here's why. One, the 3D Kirby game looks amazing. And two, we haven't had a 3D Donkey Kong game since Donkey Kong 64. But if it's a Donkey Kong Country 5, or I should say Donkey Kong Country 6, follow up the Tropical Freeze, I'm all for it. Because we haven't had, like I said, it's been almost a decade since we had a new 2D Donkey, or any Donkey Kong game for that matter. But that's been floating around for a while now. Maybe at E3 we'll get some kind of official announcement. Joe, what do you think?
I agree. I need a new Donkey Kong game. I'm not going to even say one.
I prefer Donkey Kong Country over basically most Mario platforming games. Another thing I want to point out too, this is just my hopes and dreams, okay? If we were to get a new 3D Donkey Kong game, I hope it's similar to what Mario 3D Land was. Joe, I don't know if you played Mario 3D Land. Mario 3D Land is basically old school Mario where you play levels, you go, around a map, overworld map, and you play individual levels, but all the levels are in 3D.
Oh, okay.
That's what I hope. That would be my hope for a new Donkey Kong game. Like, I don't want another Donkey Kong 64 collectathon. I would love to have a 3D platform Donkey Kong game in the style of Mario 3D Land. And Scott, Joe, go ahead.
He says he wants a second Donkey Kong rap.
DK, Donkey Kong. He's the leader of the bunch. You know him well. Okay. That'd be pretty rad. Just saying.
Yeah, Shay's talking about the remake of Saints Row. I'm not sure on it yet. I mean, I did see the trailer. It looks good, but I don't know if
hopefully it's not another GTA remake bullshit.
Well, here's the thing. They're trying to make Saints Row serious, and Saints Row was supposed to be a parody of GTA. That's literally what Saints Row was supposed to be. So to take the parody out of it and try to make it a real game, we'll see. I don't know. I don't know if they'll be able to pull it off or not. We'll see.
Yeah, and then get that from get the Ash money chat there too.
Okay, he says, ever since I started watching Dashy games on YouTube, I always look for Donkey Kong with a side eye when I'm playing Mario Kart or Mario Party.
So more Nintendo rumors. Now this one I'm gonna lean towards an 8 on the likely scale. DLC for Metroid Dread coming this year. I absolutely believe it because Metroid Dread was an amazing game. It won Game of the Year in some websites. It didn't win like the Game of the Year, but it was in the running for Game of the Year, and there's a lot of websites that consider it Game of the Year. And Nintendo's riding a lot of momentum with Metroid right now. I'd say they'd be stupid not to have some kind of DLC, whether if it's like some kind of side mission or another level or something. I would absolutely love to see a Metroid Dread DLC. And Joe, you had a good point. What was it that you want for a Metroid Dread DLC?
What did I say?
Ridley.
Yes, a Ridley DLC would be amazing.
Yes.
Because they left him completely out, and I don't think he's been out of almost any Metroid game.
Yeah, so, but again, I feel like that rumor is likely. I'm not going to say, I don't 100% believe it, but I feel like it makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's any other rumors, like I said, this next one, I'm putting this at a 1. I don't believe this one. There's going to be another Mario Kart game this year, or at least announced, and they're calling it New Mario Kart, I think they're calling it like New Mario Kart or New Super Mario Kart or something. And I guess it's gonna be a whole like completely different Mario Kart game that we ever gotten. No, I don't believe that, and here's why: is because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is still selling like hotcakes. So, and if I'm not mistaken, it's the most purchased game on Nintendo Switch. So I'm saying that one's false. But it was one of the things that was leaked a few days ago. And the other leak was the next Nintendo Direct will be February 17th, next month. I'm going to say 5 in the likely meter because we haven't had a Nintendo Direct. I mean, other than the indie showcases, we haven't had a Nintendo Direct, a true Nintendo Direct since what, September? So
they dropped the Super
February does sound about right because I'm sure they want to announce more Nintendo 64 games on the online service. So I'm going to say in the likely scale, 5.
Sounds about right.
Yes.
Shay gives a good point here. He's asking if there will be a DLC for Resident Evil 8. That is heavily rumored. I'm not sure if there's any confirmation on it, but it's heavily rumored.
More Lady D!
Exactly right. There's a heavy rumor out there that they're going to have an extended Lady D sequence in a new DLC. So we'll have to wait and see on that one.
Just for the record, if DLC drops for Resident Evil Village, we are gonna play that on Twitch, hands down, high priority. Because we played Village from front to back. It was my first time playing. If DLC does drop, whatever it is that we're doing, we're gonna stop whatever we're doing to play the DLC for Village.
Yes.
So a couple other games I want to talk about that I'm excited for. Some indie games on the Switch. Dawn of the Monsters. I'm excited for that. Now, I've known about Dawn of the Monsters for a long time now because at G-Fest in 2019, the developers of Dawn of the Monsters were at G-Fest and they showcased it. And I was wondering what the hell was going on with it, but at Nintendo's most recent indie showcase, it's coming out this year in 2022. Cannot wait. There's another game coming out, another indie title coming out on the Switch. Ninja Blade. Looks freaking awesome. It's like another Ninja Gaiden, basically.
Gotcha.
And then finally, this is not an indie game, but it's a game I'm really excited for, and it's part of the reason why I have this as the background right now that you guys are looking at. There is a new Pac-Man Collection coming out in 2022 for the Switch. Here's why I'm excited. Because, yes, it's got the old school Pac-Man games. So it's got Pac-Man, like the original, obviously, which has been reported so many times. But it's also going to have Pac-Mania. For those who don't know what Pac-Mania is the 3D Pac-Man game that came out in the 80s. It was also on Sega Genesis. It's a great Pac-Man game. So anyway, Pac-Mania is going to be part of that collection. But here's the most exciting thing. It's going to have Pac-Man Tournament Edition. For those who don't know who Pac-Man Tournament Edition is, if you ever go to Dave & Buster's, they have that game there. It's the game where it's 4 players can play Pac-Man at the same time. It's a 4-player competition, Pac-Man competition game. Anyway, that's going to be bundled in this collection. And if I'm not mistaken, it's the first time that arcade port is being ported to a home system. So I'm excited for this Pac-Man collection. I cannot wait. Because I'm excited to go back to play Pac-Mania, and I'm excited to play Pac-Man Tournament Edition. So that is amazing for you old school gamers. And if I'm not mistaken, I think all these Pac-Man games are going to have online capability.
Nice.
Hey!
Do you have...
Joel! Classified Joel's in the... Dude, thanks for dropping in, dude. Appreciate it. He's another member of Giants Nation. Sub him up Ash.
Nice.
Money as well. So Joe, do you want to talk about? I guess this would be a good way to close the night. Do you want?
Well, I do have a list of games that are coming out. I could just kind of gloss over them for a bit. That's been rumored a little bit.
Then we'll just one up. So go ahead.
Yeah. It's rumored that we may in the future get a new Tomb Raider.
Okay.
Since We haven't gotten one in a pretty long time.
Is this
Obviously,
like a sequel to like the reboot, like the two reboots?
To the reboots, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then another one that they're working on is probably another Assassin's Creed. However, there's a ton of them out there already. But they kind of pump one out every year, so I wouldn't be heartbroken if that came out.
Yeah.
A game you're probably not going to even care about, Jedi Fallen Order 2 may come out.
I understand the popularity of those games, so yeah, okay.
Yeah. A Chrono Cross remaster. There's a rumor that might be coming.
Okay.
So that would be something that would just come completely out of left field if that came out. So we'll have to.
Chrono Trigger already came out on the Switch, right? Or no? No. The Legend of Mana came out. Yeah, I'd like to see Chrono Trigger come back too before.
Chrono Cross.
Yeah, Chrono Cross. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the two biggest rumors that we can't stop seeing come out. One is a Silent Hill remake. They're still thinking that Kojima may be able to pull out some magic and finally make this game. Not sure. I know they're doing this the Slitterhead game, but I don't think that's going to come out till like 2023, 2024, which is kind of lightly based in the same world. But a complete Silent Hill remake would blow the doors off the gaming community for sure.
Yeah.
And then the last one here, my guys in the back. The Mortal Kombat rumors just keep flying out the door. Whether it'll be 12, whether it'll be Marvel, whether it'll be Injustice 3, we still don't know. We're still waiting. And Ed Boon himself.
That's what I want. The good segue to close the night. Unless there's is there any more?
Ed Boon himself came out last month on Twitter saying that they can't announce anything yet because, quote, there are many more variables than they are allowed to disclose. So that makes me believe that they're either legally binded to like an NDA by Warner Brothers, or that they're collaborating with another studio and can't release anything.
Yeah, okay, so let's address that, and then we can address the arcade one up.
Okay.
Okay. So this is just what I believe, and this is what I think. Do I believe Mortal Kombat 12 is in development? Yes. But I don't think it's going to be the next game that's going to be announced. I feel like Joe just talked about, there's either going to be a Marvel game or an Injustice 3. I don't think Mortal Kombat 12 is coming out this year is because of the new Unreal Engine. And I'd be really frustrated if they just rehashed the MK11 engine again. I'd rather them build a new game from the ground up. And I also feel like it's too soon for Mortal Kombat 12.
Yeah.
Now, Mortal Kombat 30th anniversary is this coming October. They already confirmed, NetherRealm already confirmed that there is something special planned for the 30th anniversary. Now, I'm not going to tell you I know something, because I don't, and I even spoke to some of the guys in the, I'm not going to name names, but I did talk to some of the people in the MK community, and even they don't know. Or maybe they do know and they didn't want to tell me. But, here's what my heart of hearts believe. I do believe there'll be some kind of, I think one of two things are going to happen. I think there's going to be some kind of like special documentary of Mortal Kombat coming out, of the 30th anniversary. Another thing I believe is, I think either one of two things are going to happen. We're going to get a Mortal Kombat Classic Collection that has like all the Midway era games from Mortal Kombat 1 through MK vs. DC, or MK1 through MK Armageddon. I think we'll get some kind of either collection of Mortal Kombat games celebrating for its 30th anniversary. Hopefully they'll have online capability. That's just what I believe. I have no proof. The other thing I think it's going to be, if that doesn't happen, here's the other thing that may happen. And Ed Boon already stamped his approval, but Warner Brothers has not. I think we'll get Mortal Kombat Trilogy HD remake because these guys have already developed it with Ed Boon's approval, and they're petitioning for it. It hasn't got greenlit yet. That doesn't mean that Warner Brothers hasn't done that on their own. That's why I think it hasn't been greenlit. I think Warner Brothers Games hasn't greenlit it because I think they have something similar of their own that they're going to release for the 30th anniversary. So that's my suspicion that we're either going to get some kind of collection or an HD remake of Trilogy for the 30th anniversary. I have no proof. I have talked to people in the MK community. Even they don't know. So I will leave it at that. Which will finally, to end the night, we also just got an announcement of brand new Arcade 1-Ups. Arcade 1-Up Pro Series. Pac-Man, Galaga, Killer Instinct, and Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and Ultimate MK3 are getting Pro Editions. So let me explain what the Pro Editions are. So the Arcade 1-Up are just mini versions of the arcade cabinets. These ones are going to be bigger, with a bigger screen, better sound, and to top it all off, online capability. According to our friend Tabmuck99, by the way, shout out to Tabmuck99. If you're in here, awesome. If not, please sub him up, everybody. Tabmuck99 found an Instagram post that the Arcade 1-Up machines, the Pro Series, are going to be $1,000 each. That's quite a bit. I'm not going to lie to you, dude. So it gives me cause to pause. Joe, what are your general thoughts of these Pro Series before we get to the glaring problem that we're going to talk about?
Well, besides the price point, I'm excited for it, but I'll probably never get my hands on one for sure because that price point's way too high. But
Joe, what would be a fair price? What would be a fair price in your opinion?
A fair price for a Pro Series? Well, what do the regular ones go for?
$300 or $400.
So probably double, maybe like 6 to 8.
Okay. Yeah, I think $700. I think $700 would be fair.
Yeah.
Because you're getting a full-size arcade cabinet plus online Wi-Fi. I mean,
yeah,
that's pretty fucking awesome. And to play Killer Instinct 1 on online, to play Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and Ultimate 3 online.
Surprisingly, the online is the most controversial thing right now amongst the community. I mean, so half the people love it, half the people just don't want it. I don't understand why, but
I can't speak for it because I want to get the NBA Jam arcade machine, which has online play, but I don't have it, so I can't speak on it. So
yeah.
And yes, Doomzilla, I agree.
Yeah, me too.
So, do you want to address the glaring problem with the Mortal Kombat Arcade 1-Up?
Yeah, and you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna address it like this. Okay. I'm gonna show everybody this. Because they left out the most important piece of artwork on that cabinet, which is Master Pacina.
Yes, so we're very biased here because Master Pacina is a friend of the channel. He's a friend of ours. He's Mark is one of his students, and Master Pacina is an idol of mine. He's a friend. We've collaborated numerous times, and we have more stuff planned in the future. So if you guys want, I'll just say I'm biased, but I feel it's very insulting, and here's why. I understand the Midway lawsuit from 30 years ago, close to 30 years ago, from Master Pacina, Hosan Pak, Elizabeth Molesky. Like, I know they were all involved in that lawsuit with Master Pacina leading the charge, and I understand the justification. Now, the result of that lawsuit, obviously Master Pacina didn't win, but moving forward, the legalities is they can't use his image anymore, which is why they replaced him in Mortal Kombat Trilogy, which is why John Turk played all the ninjas in the Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, etc., 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 etc. And if you look at the Liu Kang Mortal Kombat 3 arcade drop fatality, it doesn't have Master Casino on the arcade machine. Okay, that's all fine and dandy, but why erase Master Casino from history? Why couldn't they come to some kind of agreement where they could pay him to have his image on that arcade machine? It bothers me. Hell, here's the other thing. Shout out to our friend, the CEO of the Lin Kuei on Twitter. Great guy, but he's a Twitter goat, by the way. He had the perfect tweet. He said, his exact words on Twitter were, why couldn't they just use a different artwork for the arcade machine instead? Why use this Mortal Kombat 1 and take Casino out? Why didn't they just use the Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 artwork, or the Mortal Kombat, reuse the Mortal Kombat 2 artwork? Like, that would have made more sense instead of releasing an MK arcade artwork without Master Casino.
Yeah.
And I 100% agree. Like, I feel like it's an insult, and you know, you're fucking with history. Like, why release a replica arcade cabinet when it's not really a fucking replica then? If you don't have the accurate artwork. So that's my feelings on it. I'm really upset about that. However,
there is a way of
so there is a way to rectify it if you plan on buying it, which down the road I could see myself buying it because I would love to play Mortal Kombat online against people online. Master Pacina said on Instagram that he has decals in the works of his image of doing the flying kick to put on the arcade 1-up if you plan on buying it. So you can order those from Master Pacina. He's working on it. So that's terrific news right there. So there's the solution. It just sucks that Arcade 1-Up, NetherRealm, Warner Brothers, and Master Pacina couldn't come to some kind of compromise. Especially with the 30th anniversary coming up. That's all. But,
and the only other thing that I had in the works for tonight was, and I don't know if you want to cover it or not, but the announcement of the PlayStation VR 2.
Okay, take it away, Joe. You do it, and then we'll call the night.
All right, this is a really anticipated system, especially after some of the nonsense we had to deal with the first one. For one, it's going to be down to a one-wire connection. You're no longer going to have 18 wires hanging from you while you're playing, so that's going to be a good thing. They're upgrading the eye displays to OLED, to OLEDs, so that's going to be pretty amazing. And they're going to have software to not only track the outside with cameras, but they're going to have eye tracking technology, so any direction your eyes move, the screen moves with you. So you don't have to moving your head will do it, but moving your eyes alone will create input for it. So that's going to be amazing. I just hope that it has better ventilation, for one, and for two, it doesn't disorient you, which I'm hoping the eye tracking will solve that issue. I'm not sure, though.
We've come a long way with technology, haven't we?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I can't help but think of Terminator. Well, yeah, so Joe, do you plan on getting it?
Eventually I will get it. I have a feeling this price point is going to be just as high as the PS5. It's probably going to be a $300 to $500 purchase. On top of that, who knows what's going to happen with scalpers? I mean, they're already forecasting that the same thing that happened with the PS5 is going to happen with this system. So who knows how long it's going to take to get hands on it.
All right, that's fair. All right, Joe, anything else before we call it a night here?
Just, I guess, keep on that Facebook discussion group. We love everything you guys put up there.
Yeah, so real quick, we'll just plug it, exactly what's going on the channel, as I said earlier. Please check out our Dirty Harry 50th anniversary video if you haven't already. Next Thursday, we're going to have a panel. It's going to be me, Joe, Mark, movie aficionados, Titan Goji, Wild Band, and Real Talk. We're all gonna do a ranking and discussion of our top 5 most anticipated movies of 2022, and everybody's gonna go rip through their list as well. So be there next week for that. That'll be at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. The following Thursday, the 20th, video premiere, no live stream, video premiere of the Resident Evil Top 10 rankings and discussion. If I have to postpone it a day or two, I might. Well, I'm aiming to have that ready for you guys on the 20th. I'm a little bit behind on production right now, but I plan on cracking down hard this weekend. Tuesdays on Twitch, Joe. Just tell them.
Resident Evil Code Veronica X.
Yes. It's been fun playing an old school Resident Evil game. We just finished playing Shaolin Monks, and now we're playing Resident Evil Code Veronica X, and yeah, it was great getting my feet wet playing tank controls and old school Resident Evil. And Joe, go ahead and tell them on Twitch on Friday, starting tomorrow.
Alrighty, tomorrow is going to be Zelda: Link to the Past, where you guys will probably be fighting me tooth and nail in the chat.
Yes, give Joe hell because he talked shit about Zelda on the Facebook discussion group about a month ago, and that's why we're playing this shit. But this is my favorite Zelda game, and I feel like this is the game that may kind of like lure Joe in, hopefully. And then finally, on NerdCage Live TikTok, we are going to be dropping the Cobra Kai Rapid Review, hopefully in the next day or two. So keep your eyes out open for that. And anything else I'm forgetting? No. So yeah. So we'll be on Twitch tomorrow. And we'll be here next, same time, same channel for the top 5 movies of 2022. Joe, thanks so much for doing this game discussion with me. And everybody who showed up tonight. You guys came in full force tonight. Thank you very much. I promise you guys, we have a lot great stuff stored in 2022. I can't even disclose. I publicly cannot disclose some of the shit that we're working on. I want to, but I can't because it's special. Okay. There's a lot
in due time.
Yeah. 2022 is going to be the year of NerdCage. Trust me. So that being said, we please ask you to like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, and spread that shit like simple. So USA, from yours truly, Syracuse, New York, to all of our friends and fans around the world at NerdCage Live. As always, enjoy life, stay safe, and good night.
Good night.
NerdCage Live and gaming are a perfect match.
Shoot the J, Joe. Okay. Shoot it!
All right.
Over on NerdCage Live on Twitch, Jay and Joe go live.
Call me Bazooka Joe.
It's all about you.
Kaboom!
Playing both old school and new school games every Tuesday night. Ooh, what a sight!
Jay, stop looking at her face and run.
But she's so beautiful!
So be sure to follow NerdCage Live on Twitch.
Run for your life, Joe. Run for your life, Joe.
Running.
Run faster! Oh no, Joe! The galaxy's doomed because of you!
To scratch your gaming itch.
Oh, nice kick, Joe.
Thank you.
About
Yo, that's diabolical.
humanity.
Wait. Yo!
That's twitch.tv/NerdCage Live.
I am Alexia Asper.
trying to get out of the NerdCage, are ya? Well, before you go, hit that subscribe button. And if you're really intrigued, ring that bell. Thank you for dropping by. Until next time, tell everyone you know about NerdCage Live!